The top stories: student numbers trending down at Cave Hill. Parkinson staff complaints about Jeff Broomes, no surprise, says union leader. And West Indies begin series against Bangladesh without their coach. Welcome to Nation News for Tuesday, August the 19th, 2014.
No matter where you are in the world, at home or abroad, Nation News keeps you connected with what's happening in Barbados through our website, video newscast, and online e-papers. So stay connected with Nation News. Your news, your time, your way.
Steep declines have been recorded among students accepting places in at least 2 faculties at UWI Cave Hill, with the new academic year about to start. According to figures seen by Nation News, only 648 have so far accepted places in the largest faculty, Social Sciences, a 38% drop from the 1,045 last year. Social Sciences includes subjects like social work, sociology, and economics. In the Faculty of Humanities and Education, 90 students have accepted places for this year compared to 219 last year. That's a 59% drop. Law, medicine, and science and technology have not been hit as hard, though the general trend is downward. Registration of already enrolled students is, however, continuing, and new students will get their turn next week. So the final intake will not be known until the process is complete. The government announced last year that for the first time in the history of UWI, Barbadian students will have to pay tuition fees. The government is offering thousands of grants, and financing options have been put forward by the private sector. But it seems there will not be enough to keep the numbers up, as many have predicted. Read more on this story in Wednesday's Midweek Nation. Contractor Barbados says he will wait until Friday to check whether government has carried out its promise to pay him. $5 million was supposed to be put into Mr. Baddock's bank account on Monday after he'd padlocked the Warren's office complex building on Monday, with a further $2 million expected later. Mr. Baddock said the settlement arrangement was pledged by Finance Minister Chris Sinclair. The contractor is owed an overall $73 million. Barbadians should not be surprised by the problems teachers at Parkinson Memorial School say they are experiencing with the leadership of Principal Jeff Broomes. That's what President of the Barbados Secondary Teachers Union, Mary Redmond, has told Nation News, recalling similar issues at Alexandra School, which led to Mr. Broomes being transferred in January last year after a public inquiry. The offended teachers at Parkinson claim a lack of communication and a one-man approach to management by Mr. Broomes among their grievances. Sources at the Barbados Union of Teachers say some staffers may not turn up for work at the start of the new school term unless their concerns are satisfactorily dealt with. Meantime, Mary Redmond says her Barbados Secondary Teachers Union will take the transfer of several of its members from Alexandra following the Commission of Inquiry to the High Court. But she declined to say exactly what redress they would be seeking. Mrs. Redmond said they had exhausted all other avenues for justice and a decision was taken to go the legal route. Close to 20 teachers were transferred from Alexandra in January 2013. Green energy businesses fear for the future if the Barbados Light and Power doesn't buy more renewable power from them. The electricity company says it is carefully monitoring the management of space left under what's called the Renewable Energy Rider, as the cap is nearing its capacity. The rider allows independent, mostly solar power producers to sell electricity back to the national grid. BLMP said it was contacting customers with renewable energy applications pending over 3 months to determine if they're still needed to sell. Officials of government's Tourism Investment Agency have been given details of the plan to build a new 400-room resort at Sam Lord's Castle. They say hundreds of permanent and temporary jobs are in the works at the project. The resort, costing more than $400 million, is being built with funds from China, with a Chinese firm handling the bulk of construction. Details on the project were released by Chief Executive Officer of the Tourism Investment Inc., Stuart Lane, during a tour of the Sam Lord's property. The Ministry of Health has again advised residents of Barbados to postpone non-essential travel to Guinea, Liberia and Sierra Leone until the outbreak of the Ebola virus has been deemed to be under control in the 3 West African nations. It is also advising travelers to Nigeria to seek information about the status of the virus there before traveling. Next, it's Carl Martin with the weekly commentary.
Something is wrong in Barbados. Indeed, there are many things which are just not right. Let's look at 2 situations which can irritate even the most patient individual. There's that long delay in paying those who have been severed from some state-owned institutions, and it's money to which they are rightfully entitled. It's simply frustrating. What makes the matter humiliating is that many of these people do not have any windfall stacked away, nor any huge sums of cash to which they can dip into. So, then their families are placed under even more pressure, with the utilities, the food, school supplies, all to be dealt with. And then there are those who have been patiently awaiting the Employment Rights Tribunal. And for some reason, those meetings seem not to be getting priority consideration. So another case of, hold on a little longer. Unfortunately, for many people, there is nothing else to hold on to. If only those in authority would understand that they need to act with some urgency.
In sport, cricket. Ever so quietly, Bangladesh, not the most fashionable of visitors, have arrived in the Caribbean and will play their first one-day international against the West Indies in Grenada on Wednesday. The match might have gone largely unnoticed without the speculation about the future of West Indies coach Otis Gibson. Some reports say he has been fired, but West Indies Cricket Board President Dave Cameron would shed no light on Gibson's position when contacted by Nation News. The former opening batsman Stuart Williams has been put in temporary charge of the team against Bangladesh, who will play 3 one-day internationals, 1 T20 and 2 test matches in the Caribbean. For the first time in more than 30 years, Barbados will host an international table tennis tournament. The World Cadet Challenge will be staged from October 23rd to November 1st at the gymnasium of the Garfield Sobers Sports Complex. The tournament is for players 15 years and younger. And finally, 2 stories of love going in different directions. One is about a 22-year-old Texas woman who was so desperate to visit her boyfriend in jail that she allegedly stole a US $3.99 bottle of wine to get herself arrested and tossed into prison. Alicia Walika was charged with misdemeanor theft after allegedly lifting a bottle of Mad Dog 2020 from a Shell station and proceeding to drink it outside the establishment. The other story is about an English woman who was expecting to be on her honeymoon, but is now instead enjoying an impromptu American vacation after her former fiancé attempted to fake his own suicide to get out of the marriage. Ouch. That's it for today. For more news, visit our website nationnews.com as well as YouTube, Facebook and Twitter. And get to Midweek Nation on Wednesday.